Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Into the Shadows, we'll be pulling a shadow card and we'll see what message that Spirit wants to bring today, what shadow work we have to work on. So I do set the intention that these videos find those who need them when they need them. So if this video did find you, it does mean it is meant for you. However, it may not be that the entire message is meant for you. It may just be a portion of it. So take what resonates for you, leave the rest behind. So we're going to see what shadow work we need to work on. So what sort of negative side, let's say, of ourselves, right? So this could be you're a people pleaser, or it could be something else. Oh my God. You're never going to believe that because it didn't make it on camera, but if I pull it back a bit, just as I said that, people pleaser. Wow. Think you might have some abilities. Okay. So, people pleaser and love isn't control. Okay. So, these are two very interesting cards being together. So, people pleasing, right, is all about like you're putting yourself out there in order to make people happy. Now, of course, we all like making people happy. We're like, oh, I can do this small little gesture and it'll help you so much. Like we like doing that, right? And like the easiest way to sort of get out of depression is to go help other people, right? That helps you. And just that social interaction, you're doing something for others, it makes you feel good. So naturally, people are people pleasers. But it's when it gets too extreme, right? It's when you only derive your self-worth from pleasing people, right? That if you don't make this person happy, well, you must be a bad person. That's not what it means. This person might be a horrible person. You can't make everybody happy. You're not supposed to make people happy. You're supposed to help people where you can, try and bring joy into people's lives where you can, but you're also doing that for yourself, right? You're helping yourself. You're making sure you have joy in your life. You're not bending over backwards trying to make someone happy that you can never make happy. And so, and it has a lot to do with approval seeking, right? If I make you happy, you'll like me. If I make you happy, you'll want to be around me. That sort of thing, right? And then self-abandonment, self-explanatory, right? If I'm spending all my time trying to make you happy, I'm just abandoning my needs and I'm abandoning my happiness. And we need to stand in our own peace and love and happiness in order really to bring that to other people. Because when we're just give, and we're just being drained, then we don't have the resources to help others because we're drained ourselves and we're not replenishing what we need. And then smiling mask, right? So that's about, dying inside. You feel bad inside, but I'm pretending I'm okay. I'm pretending I don't need anything while I give. And then love isn't control. So, I mean, right? It's, oh, he only doesn't want me talking to other people because he loves me so much, right? He only gets jealous because he loves me so much. He only wants me to be around him all the time because he loves me so much. But being controlling is not love. True love is wanting you to have the freedom, right? I love you and I want you to go out there and have the freedom and have joy and make the best you can of yourself. And we still have this bond, right? It's two people walking beside, not one person smothering the other person and saying, I love you so much, I need to keep you with me all the time. No, it's two people walking aside, and I go over here for a bit and come back, and I don't mean cheating or anything like that. What I mean is I'm going to work there, I'm building my career, and you're doing that over here, or whatever. I'm taking care of my dad, but we walk side by side independently with a great bond between us. So love is not about trying to control somebody else. That's not love. Someone who's trying to control you is insecure, and all they care about is keeping that control, because if I have control over you, then you're mine. You're never going to leave me, and that has nothing to do with love. So it's about having this attachment, but an unhealthy attachment, living in fear, right? I don't want to make him mad. If I go and talk to that person over there, he's going to be mad because I'm not standing right beside him, right? So that if you're living in fear, that's not love. How can love is just about generosity and giving and wanting the best for everybody. And then misunderstandings, right? Like, of course you're gonna have misunderstandings all the time because they're trying to control your behavior. You're like, I just want to go talk to that person. They're like, no, if you're talking to that person, that means you're just being disrespectful to me, and like, you need to be punished. Like, this is this stupidness that goes on in some relationships, right? And so this very much, you can see how, if you're in a relationship right now with someone who's controlling me, and this doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship either. It could be that you have been in these relationships, right? And right now you're trying to heal yourself so we don't end up like this, right? I'm very much this in a people pleaser, and even in the love controlling me, right? Because I'm just trying to people please, and so that ends up controlling me because I'm spending my life just trying to make you happy. So I'm actually being controlled by that because I'm not doing what I need to do or what I want to do because of that. And so these go very well together, right? Where one person is demanding, you're trying to always, the other person's always trying to people please, and then that becomes a controlling dynamic within that relationship. So we need to get some advice. These two cards have taken me a long time to talk through today. So I can be chatty sometimes. So we're going to get some advice on what to do next. So I would say, I would think a card that might come out might be the Hermit. Start sitting and reflecting on things. What patterns do you see in your life, right? Why are you a people pleaser, and how has that played out in your entire life? So let's get some advice. Can we get some advice for our people pleasing and controlling love dynamics? What should we do, please? How do we help heal this? What's some advice? Oh, there we go. Justice. Huh. So justice is all about sort of karma, getting what you deserve, right? So if bad things are happening, there'll be negative consequences. If you're doing bad things, there'll be negative consequences. If you're doing good things, there'll be positive consequences. And so I think this is saying, like, just understand that karma will come, right? So if you were in a controlling, relationship where you had to be a people pleaser all the time, and you just feel like justice isn't happening, like, look at their life is perfect now, and I'm living in this misery now that we've broken up. This is saying, like, no, like, don't worry, right? They're doing negative things. They will have negative consequences, even if you don't see them. And if you keep doing positive things, you will have those positive consequences. But it's not people pleasing to the point that you are neglecting yourself, because now you're neglecting yourself. That's a negative thing you're doing, and you're going to have negative consequences. You're going to burn out, be exhausted, have medical or mental issues because of it. So that's not doing good. So doing good is making sure you take care of yourself, and then you just be good to people around you, right? Is that easy? Take care of my little corner, and then I'm just going to put good out into the world. So your advice is justice. Could we get another card of advice? But that's a lot of them. You know what? I'm going to take this one because it did flip over where the other ones didn't. So normally I don't take those kind of cards, but I just felt it today. So the Seven of Wands reversed. So this is actually about being overwhelmed, giving up, being too exhausted. So when it's like this, it's like you're fighting, you're having the courage, you're persevering, you're standing up for yourself. And this way is about not standing up for yourself, right? Just being overwhelmed and wanting to give up. And so I think your advice is give up on this relationship, or whatever relationships, doesn't have to be one specific, but whatever relationship you are in that you feel you need to be always catering to them and pleasing them, and you feel like it's controlling. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily a like a what do you call it, a love relationship, but like a sexual love relationship, right? It doesn't have to be that type of relationship. It can be a love relationship in terms of mother and father, or sorry, in terms of you and your mother, or you and your father, or you and your sibling, like whatever it is. And so what this is saying is, like, justice is coming. I know you feel overwhelmed by everything, but make sure that you're not falling back into this. Like, make sure you're not falling back into these relationships, right? Like, don't get overwhelmed. Justice is coming. Don't feel that, well, only good things happen to them and only bad things happen to me. See what you're letting into your life. That can probably tell you, right? If you're always with takers, you're going to get taken. So justice will come. Worry about yourself. And let's get an angel number for you, because I feel you need it. Let's see. And even a relationship with like a parent here, where they are constantly not even having manipulating, but like guilting you into things. So you're like, well, I don't really have time to do that. I've got kids, I gotta do this. And then they try and control the situation. No, I'm your mother. You need to help me do this. You should do this. Other kids help their parents do this stuff, right? That's not love. That's trying to be controlling. Oh, and we got 2. Okay, so we got 2 here today and 2 here. So reflection, 987. So look inward and evaluate your actions. Embrace introspection and self-reflection for your own development. So that was what I was sort of saying, right? Like I thought the hermit would come out. Remember back when I said I thought the hermit might come out in terms of sitting quietly, looking at the patterns in your life. You'll see them. You'll see the patterns if you really start looking at this relationship. What was the same as this relationship? What was the same as this relationship? What was different, but what was the same? And you'll start seeing those patterns. Oh, they always wanted me to bend to what they wanted, or and it'll start usually in childhood. That's how it goes. It's your relationship with your mother, is your relationship with your father, and then that continues in your partnerships. And unless you sit and reflect, therapy is great. Please go. And reflect on why do I make these decisions? What do I have to heal within myself, right? And this is saying what you have to heal is your people pleasing and your thinking that love is control, or just recognizing that you are being controlled by someone who's trying to say it's because they love you so much. And so 987 is saying look inward, evaluate your actions, right? See why are you're doing what you're doing, right? And then embrace this introspection, looking at and self-reflection, right? So that you can develop and so that you can move on and get the justice that you deserve. And the justice you deserve, it's not about like the other person going to jail or anything. I'm not even saying that. It's about the justice you deserve is going on and being in a happy, healthy, loving relationships, like all throughout everywhere, like through career and your home life, personal life, friends, right? And so that's where the justice lies, is you being happy, having the peace, love, and happiness. That's justice. Ooh, and then alignment, 111. So your thoughts are manifesting rapidly. Trust in divine guidance and stay focused on your goals. Okay, so understand that what you're doing, even if you can't, like say you have just broken up with somebody and you're like, oh, I want someone who's loving, or, when am I going to get this next partner? And you're like, or whatever it is, or when are good things going to happen? Things are happening. Stay positive. What you want is coming to you, right? This is 111. This is the start of a new cycle. So trust in the divine guidance and just stay focused on your goals. So if your goal is that I will only be in a loving relationship and equal partnership where we walk together side by side, stay focused on that. That'll help you ignore the riffraff along the way. If you're just focused on, I just want anybody, please, 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 you're going to get anybody, please, 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 right? That's what you're manifesting. I just need somebody. And you need to take time to sit in this reflection, as much time as it takes, to have the person who is aligned with you coming through to you. That's how this has to work. Okay? So you need to trust that the divine is guiding you and work on yourself. Because if you're working on yourself, dealing with these shadow aspects of yourself, you'll come out the other side happier, more peaceful, right? And you'll love yourself. You won't need anybody else to show you love because you love yourself. So you're perfectly content by yourself, even though everybody, most people want, a partner there. They want somebody they can sort of talk to, rely on, right? That's natural. But you need to be happy within yourself, and then you can be happy with somebody who will make you happy too, right? Because when we're not happy within ourselves, we find other people who aren't happy in ourselves, and we end up with these kind of dynamics within our life. So first we need to find peace and happiness in our life, and then that will bring about, right? If we do that, that's a good thing. We'll get the good consequences. If we don't bring about peace and happiness within ourselves, we're going to bring out those negative consequences, right? So your advice, right? Outcome. We don't want to bring out the negative consequences. We want the positive ones, and therefore we need to head in a positive direction within ourselves to head in a positive direction externally with life. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.